What's up, everybody? Frozen Titan back here again playing some Wild Hearthstone. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Razakus Priest. We're going to be in maybe a mirror matchup, so we're playing against another Priest. I'm going to keep the Kazakus to get our Kazakus potion online pretty early. Keeping a silence in case there's some res shenanigans that we need to take care of. Probably the few kind of opening turns of this will be pretty... I don't want to say boring, but you know, just really getting all of our powerful tools online. So we're gonna pass here. This deck, it can be very extremely difficult to pilot. I'm gonna try and take you through a lot of the tough decisions you'll have to make, and when is kind of the right time to make a lot of those. Yeah, I've had back and forth success. I'm currently hovering around like a 50% win rate with the deck. So, by all means, not like perfect at it, but do enjoy the deck a lot, do enjoy the class a lot. So I wanted to highlight it today. So for Razakus, you get offered the 1 cost, 5 cost, and 10 cost spell. 5 cost is, generally speaking, the right option. Gives you a lot of mana flexibility. If you're getting Kazakus in the late game, usually 10 cost is a good way to go. Considering we don't know what he is yet, I'm actually going to opt for the sheep. Thinking that he'll play something that we don't like, and let's get some armor in there. Do like card draw as well off of the Kazakus potion, but yeah, we didn't get offered it there. So the nice thing about this deck, okay, so he plays Forbidden Words. Nice not to have to worry about that. Drawing our Anduin, so we'll get that online fairly quickly. Nice thing about this deck, being a Highlander deck, is you do have some flexibility in terms of the cards that you're running. So in terms of the core package, really you'll see that we have some core kind of Highlander stuff. We'll jam down those down to get some card draw off. You need to play Anduin, Alexstrasza, Reno, Raza, and let's see, Zephyrs. And that's pretty much what you need to play in terms of the Highlander package, as well as, just to win the game. You also need to play Velen. From there, we have Emperor Thracian to get some of our high-cost spells a little lower cost. And we have some things generally to keep us alive, as well as some card draw engine. And we have a few tech cards in here. So we do have the Dirty Rat. Might look to play that in a turn or two here. We do have most of our high-cost spells. So we are going to get Thracian down. He's already played Forbidden Words. So we really only have to worry about like a Shadow Word Death maybe for him to get back at us. Yeah, in terms of the other cards we're playing, we have the tech cards, as I mentioned, Dirty Rat and all that. Okay, there's the Rag. So he is playing kind of a Resurrect version. Good thing we chose the Polymorph. Feeling good there. So we'll go ahead and actually get that off. We'll play down the Cleric. We'll hold on to Dirty Rat. We don't want him to get something out that we really regret. We'll save that for maybe an opportune moment when we're going to play like an Anduin. So comboing that with an Anduin to clear, Lich King or whatever else we might pull out would be a really good idea. Okay, so he's playing kind of the annoying version of this with Cartoon Defender. So he's going to be very hard to kill. Kind of surprised he's not playing one of the quests, actually. Okay. Interesting kind of turn decision to make here. I think we'll play the Alexstrasza. We kind of want to ramp up pretty quickly here. So let's see what dragons we get offered. Silence could be a good play here. Yeah, kind of think it's Silence into the Sleepy Dragon. Nozdormu. I think we can pull off some interesting plays with that. Can't remember if this is 10 full mana crystals or 10 empty mana crystals. Yeah, we'll have to see. Let's get down to Sleepy. And we'll keep moving on. We do have other kind of tech cards in here. So we play the Kazan Mystic to beat Secret Mage whenever we can. Taking control of an enemy secret. Really good if you can take control of their ice block. Okay, so we're seeing what other cards he has in the rest of his deck. We're seeing he has the Infiltrator, the Obsidian Statue, Lich King, and Katrina. So Alright. So in terms of what we want to clear off, we would love to clear off some of these minions that kill other minions. We would like to really clear off the defender first, though. And then we would love to get some kind of garbage cards into his deck for Bad Luck Albatross. So really, if he plays some of his cards that are summoning minions from his deck, or you know, summoning the 5/5 copy of a minion from his deck, then we can really put him offline there. We'll get an extra copy of Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Seance, you know, I really try to save it for Dragon Queen whenever possible.
Right away.
Let's draw a card.
Right away.
Yeah, as you can see, a lot of really tough decisions here to make. We're going to leave those two 1/1s up. So he's going to slam them into the Sleepy Dragon more than likely. We hope it gets the Bad Luck Albatross and the Sleepy Dragon, and then we can jam Alexstrasza face. Okay, bad luck. And really, kind of in this early to mid game, you're trying to draw your Raza as quickly as possible. When you don't have your Raza up, you don't necessarily need to rush Shadow Reaper Anduin, unless you're in a matchup, a control matchup, where you know the other deck is going to beat you, or maybe a combo matchup like a Mecha'thun, where you know you need to jam down as much stuff as quickly as possible. Okay, so we do have the Dirty Rat Anduin turn that we talked about. Okay, so he is starting to summon his sheep, which is nice. So let's throw down the Dirty Rats. Okay, now there's Obsidian Statue. That's actually kind of bad. We could Mass Hysteria here. Let's do that. And then we have Penance and Holy Smite to kind of clear those off. So, okay, we're getting a pretty clear board here. Really working in our favor. So we'll save the Penance for the lifesteal later on. And then, yeah, we still have a lot of good tools in our hand to continue to drag out this game. He has 2 polymorphed minions, 2 sheep in his res pool. So we're making a good dent into his res pool being really bad for his, I can't remember the card name, but where he can summon up to 4 minions that have died this game. So let's get our Alexstrasza out again. If he ends up taking this with Frostmourne, you know, he takes a lot of damage to face. We do want to get this Nidhogg out. It is a Battlecry minion, so it'll just be a 5/5 for him. Yeah, in terms of some other packages we're playing, we are playing things like Priest of the Feast for some more healing. We are playing Spawn of Shadows to increase our damage a lot. So whenever we're casting that 0 mana, oh nice, got 2 sheeps off the Mass Resurrect, really good for us. Yeah, so whenever we're using our hero power from Anduin, we're getting even more damage off of the Spawn of Shadows when that's down. Alright. Nice, got a 4/4 with Rush, drew our Raza. Things are starting to look pretty good here. So let's get this down. Our Rush minion stays alive. We do want to rush one of these down to ensure that these sheep continue to pollute his res pool. We will get Raza down. And then we'll look to get our Anduin online next turn. We talked about a bit of the Seance choices earlier. A bit of a noob trap would be to Seance the Raza. Definitely don't do that. You only get the Raza effect once a game. You could Seance something that is gotten off of Dragon Queen Alexstrasza, maybe like a Kaligos, you know, maybe some Nizdormu for some, you know, trickery or BSery there. We do have the Anduin this turn that we can play. Let's get that online. You could also Seance the Kazakus. You could Seance your Reno if you're running really behind. So Seance offers a lot of flexibility for us to get additional cards into our deck. You know, since we're running the Highlander, we only have the limitation of, you know, 1 card per deck. Alright, so we're starting to get some good damage down. At this point in the game, we're looking for some more of our removal tools. We're looking for that Zephyrs. We really want to draw our Spawn of Shadows here as soon as possible. There's Greater Diamond Spellstone. The spell I was forgetting about earlier. You only got one sheep off of that. Not the outcome we were really looking for. Alright, Light Bomb is a great draw here. Yeah, as you can see, this deck has a lot of really powerful removal tools that have been in the Priest class for a long time. This class, or this deck, just really looks to abuse a lot of those strong class cards, the tech cards, and then just, you know, pound damage face from Shadow Reaper Anduin. Okay, second Mass Resurrection gets another sheep and 2 Katrinas. Not quite what we were looking for. We can proc the Death Rattle here off of the Chrono Breaker, which is nice. Yeah, Scream might be a good play here. So let's see, we'd get 3 damage to enemy minions. We don't really want him to have this Raza. So we will look to trade that. And okay, let's think about this turn a little bit more. So if we were to play this, Ziliax, we could get off one more. Let's scream. Let's scream. Yeah, he's looking to play. His other Spellstone is really one of the last res cards he has left. Okay, he's getting down the Lich King. So we do have our Forbidden Words to deal with that fairly easily. Would like him to attack with Frostmourne, but he won't. That's fine. Okay, Zephyrs will also get us some tools to deal with this Lich King. Should get offered something like a Shadow Word Death, maybe a Big Game Hunter. Okay. Natalie will not complain about that. So that should be an 8-9 now. Alright, we're looking in a pretty good position. We do have something like our Velen to push a lot of damage face next turn. We also have some fairly low-cost spells that should get us pushing close towards the win here. Would love to see a Silence, Mass Dispel draw would really be great here. One of the decks that I think is very low on the list, actually the one we just drew here, is Power Word Shield. Have been keeping it in the deck due to its 0 cost. It's really great to refresh this Anduin hero power. I have been thinking about changing it out for the new 1-cost pre-spell, which heals you and allows you to discover a card. I haven't made that change yet, but it is something I've been thinking about. All right. Wondering if we should take the chance here with the Azure Drake. Let's do that. We know he's not a Reno deck, so okay, we did draw the Mass Dispel. Great. So we should just be pushing lethal here. And we will find it. So this is the exact case where Power Word Shield comes in really handy. We did have the 1 mana left over here, but having these low-cost spells on the bottom end really help to refresh that Shadow Reaper Anduin hero power. Let's take it off into the collection now. We'll take one last look at the deck and anything we may have missed in terms of synergies. Really enjoy this deck. It's a very strong deck that has a lot of cards to deal with a lot of your problems. Recently was kind of un-nerfed. This deck was, pretty unplayable, while Raza only lowered your hero power cost to 1. Just didn't have quite the damage to push to face. In terms of cards we didn't really see in that matchup, we didn't see the Priest of the Feast need to heal us. We were pretty much at full HP the whole time. We didn't really see any of the kind of spell damage effects in Azure Drake or Prophet Velen. Those are huge in terms of comboing those with Spirit Lash to get a Reno-like heal. Even with the Thalnos, you can get very high healing if the opponent has a wide board, if they're a very aggro type matchup. yeah, in terms of anything else we didn't get to see, we saw a lot of our kind of wide removal spells and Light Bomb and Mass Hysteria. We talked about a lot of our choices here. Dirty Rat. I will say this card can be a little bit of a noob trap as well. Do try and use it in the best way possible. We saw that we were able to get out one of his big minions there in combo with the Shadow Reaper Anduin. Definitely don't do a Dirty Rat if you have no way to remove it. Kind of the caveat to that is if you're playing against a combo deck and you're tracking his hand really well. If you know or can reasonably know that he has that combo card in hand, do Dirty Rat it. Yeah, I think that's a lot of the synergies we've talked about. With Zephyrs, we are looking for, generally speaking, more removal. Get offered a lot of great removal from other classes that fits really well. Sometimes they'll even offer you lethal, so, just a great card in general. Yeah, we were able to show off a nice matchup with the Razakus Priest today. Let me know if you guys have any other decks you're interested in. Am thinking about continuing a little bit on the Priest class. The video about Jade Druid was really successful, so am considering there's another Jade deck floating out there that I'm considering about highlighting or spotlighting. But for this episode, that's going to do it today. We'll leave the deck code again in the description if you want to play this deck. Leave a comment below if you have any questions about any synergies or any questions while you're playing the deck. Happy to help. And I'll see you guys next time for another featured Wild Hearthstone game. See ya.